and we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from the GME studio, it's Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs.
Are you an entrepreneur who has felt like you were all alone on your business adventure? Well, you're in the right place.
You know, being an entrepreneur can be lonely and challenging at times, looking for people to bounce ideas off of and get feedback.
Welcome to Good Morning Entrepreneurs,
the show designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs just like you.
Keep watching for your dose of entrepreneurial fun with the Roving Reporters and, of course, Kim and Carrie.
As we like to say around here, buckle up, Buttercup.
Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show number 108. Thank you for joining us this morning. I am your host, Kim White, and I am joined by the icon herself, Kat Corchado. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning, Kim. Thank you for having me today. I feel like a special guest. I know I'm not, but I feel that way.
You are special, but you're definitely not a guest. You're an integral part of this show.
Well, Kim, you know, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we have a lot of questions and we need answers to our questions. And sometimes we'll ask friends, family, other entrepreneurs. We'll go to social media to find answers to our questions. And what I want people to understand is that this show is meant for you, that we might be able to answer one of your questions. If we don't answer a question that you may have, please reach out to us and we will definitely make sure it's a question that we answer for you.
I love it, Kat. We are definitely full of all kinds of experience, I'm going to call it. A lot of people want to be experts. We're not experts around here. We just have a lot of experience among all of us.
We definitely do. We ask each other questions all the time and get answers from everyone that we talk, that we have in our group. And with that said, I always say one of my favorite segments, and it is Entrepreneur Land. But if I don't say it's my favorite every time we go to a segment, just assume it is. So let's go to Entrepreneur Land.
It's my favorite too, Kat, just so you know. One of the things that I love about this part is we always tell the theme of the show. And this week's theme is roots that shape your business. I think there's a negative saying out in the world that's, don't forget where you came from. But I'm really proud of all the things, even the struggles that I've overcome things. And I do think that those kind of roots shape our business. I think the things that we've experienced as baby entrepreneurs or baby business owners at one point, and that we've grown to the level that we have is a testament to we're proud where we came from. So I think we can use that in our businesses, y'all.
I agree with you, Kim, but I also believe that sometimes we want, when you plant something and you keep looking at it to see if it's popping up through the soil. Our business is kind of like that also, but you have to be able to have roots in order to have anything come up. So when you start to see it bloom a little bit, that's when you know your business is growing. When you start to put into place those things that work for you in your business.
I love it, Kat. And I think that's a great ad because it is so important that we have deep roots in our businesses or they won't withstand the winds and the storms.
Most definitely. And talking about wins, it's important for us as entrepreneurs to celebrate those small milestones, those bigger milestones, but just celebrate because it's proving that what you're doing is working. So with that said, as a collective, we're going to go right to the GME Chronicles.
Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. My name is Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today, May 9th, 2025. The GME Chronicles is a celebration of moving the needle in our businesses. And we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to show what's possible when we come together in business. Last week included 3 Pilates classes with Kat. I hosted the My Sexy Business Vision Board Party. My Sexy Business held rounds 31 and 32 of Fire Up Mastermind and 1 session of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind. Congratulations to the Fire Up Masterminders of round 31 who just completed another amazing round of hard work in business. Kat posted 1 new blog, The Silent Epidemic, How Prolonged Sitting Affects Your Body and Brain. Donna hosted her 1-year anniversary of the Big Show and Tell. And be sure to subscribe to the My Sexy Business YouTube channel so you're never missing an upcoming event, show, or new clip. New podcast episodes dropped last week. Go give them a listen. We had Sisters in Service with episode 193, Late Bloomer Living with episode 230, and Buckets and Boom Gates with episode 98. On Clubhouse, Adam and Denise hosted the My Sexy Business Not Creepy room on Wednesday, and on Thursday we held the 34th Walk and Talk with the community. You can connect with the Roving Reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME and you can connect with everyone there. Last week's number of 14 brings our grand total to 6,496 amazing things done collectively by this community in just 3 years and counting. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join in on the fun around here, save the date for Kat's Fitness Challenge, the Keep It Moving 11-minute fitness challenge starting on May 19th. Plus, you can join us anywhere we're meeting in the community, such as the Clubhouse audio app, Buckets and Boom Gates Studio, Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, Walk and Talk, Kitchen to Kitchen, and wherever you're watching now on Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Check out our events calendar on our website at mysexybusiness.com/events for more upcoming events and information. Back to you in the GME studio.
Cheers, Kat. That was amazing. Can't believe
We're doing
the
a lot of
number.
things. I know. What are we going to do when it gets to like 10,000?
Celebrate. That's what we do around here.
That's okay, right? Yes, we do. Celebrate.
So we've already talked about the theme of the show, but I want to kind of give a little backstory. This Sunday is Mother's Day. And so our roots stem from where we came from and all the things. So I want to give a quick, backstory, Kat. This is my Mama Bear cup that I love very much. My kids and us went to Manitou Springs as a revisit. This is such a wild story, and I didn't even think of it till just now. As a revisit, because when I was 19, I'm 58 now, I actually went to Manitou Springs for a year and lived there and ran a store at 19. And so I got a chance to take my kids and show them where my roots were back then in business. And I didn't even realize any of that till we were live. So anyway, sorry to take so long, but I'm laughing because it's like that's where this cup came from. That's that story. And that's part of my roots. So
Well, I just want to say, when you said, oh, at 19, I went here and I ran a store, and I was like, of course you did. But I think that for moms, so my cup says you are freaking fabulous. And as moms, we forget that.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are, as my mother used to say, the chief cook and bottle washer. So always remember, mothers and grandmothers, that you are freaking fabulous. Because I said so. Okay.
That's all it takes is Kat saying so. So I love it. You heard it here. Well, we have a quick little shout out to all the mothers. We want to say happy Mother's Day to everyone who's watching. And if you are not already planning to do something sweet or special for them, please do. If we could cue up the quick little Mother's Day video we have, it's very short, but it's just a reminder to make sure everybody really remembers that, Mama's made it happen. I mean, even like, I don't know how else to say it, that is exactly what happened. Hang on just a second, y'all. Here we go. So, thank you all for growing these amazing humans and entrepreneurs around us. Pat, I chose Purple Heart in honor of you, and I just want to say thank you for everything that all of you do, and don't forget your mamas this weekend. So, there you go, Kat. That's our Mother's Day announcement and reminder. Don't forget that, make sure you tell her you love her if she's still here. My mama passed a few Valentines ago. And so I am just going to say, always say what you want to say while they're still here.
I love that, Purple. I'm sorry.
I
feel like
knew you
that
would.
was just my personal message to me. I know it wasn't, but I was like, Purple, yay.
Well, and Kat, we have another little something that's actually in honor of. I'd like to cue up the award first. You have an award-winning pup that he actually got an award on the 100th show for being the cutest Pilates assistant, and I have to add, ever. He's so adorable. He was by your side the whole time, and we want to do a little fur mama remembrance is what I'm going to call it, because you're a great fur mama. And for those of you who don't have two-legged babies, or you also have four-legged babies, we want to give honor to that this week too. But Kat, we do want to honor him quickly because unfortunately he won't be with us on this Mother's Day. But we'll miss you, Brady. He was so sweet to come to all of the small space Pilates community gatherings. He was always in the background with you as you recorded. So I hope this doesn't make you too sad today, but we're celebrating he was here.
Well, thank you, Kim. He was always a part. I called him my supervisor, or if he would, sometimes he would come in. He always slept on the job, or he would be in the middle of a video I was making. I was like, okay, this is what it is. So thank you so much, Kim. It's very, I miss my baby, but he's in a better place. So I feel good about it.
Thank you for sharing him with us, Kat. That's what I'm going to say.
Thank you, Kim.
It takes courage to go through the grief process. And I know you have a blog, Kat, that addresses that, because it is hard when we lose someone. We have a podcast, 3 episodes, I guess. Jill and I have a podcast called Buckets and Boom Gates, and it was about courage. And I would just like to put out there, if you all haven't listened to it yet, go listen to it, because we did I'm going to call it a funny take on A Knight's Tale, the movie. And what came out of that was actually 3 podcast episodes on courage. We live while we were on the fly. Jill had to put up with a lot, y'all. I'm just going to say, while we were live, I decided during the episode, not prior to the episode, that we would just go ahead and take all those questions we were challenging everybody with and make a sheet that you could fill out, so you could actually get the Courage Challenge questions guide to fill out along with the episodes. If you would like, just message us and we'll get it to you. We'd like to say we have it where you could click a button and get it, but it's not there yet. So email us and we'll get it to you, or connect with one of us and we'll get it to you. But Kat, I thought of you during all 3 of these episodes so much, because you are one of the most courageous people I know. I want y'all to know she's a bad A in every area, everything she does. So anyway, I just wanted to put a little shout out there for that.
Oh, thank you so much, Kim. You know, it takes a lot of courage to even start your own business. So sometimes you have this idea and you don't know how the idea is going to go over. And you say, what if I started my own business? And so our next roving reporter is none other than our entertainment king, Adam Rothenberg, about preserving that spark of genius. And sometimes you don't know it's genius until you've already gone through the courageous process of starting your business.
If I'm driving down the highway and I'm having these, these thoughts about the Brat Show, what I did recently was I just turned on the voice memo and I recorded this idea of like a joke kind of story thing. The very first show that I ever wrote was on a paper towel from a gas station. And I was driving back from one of my first jobs out of college. And it was this idea of like taking all of the ingenue songs and making them dirty. So then I had the napkin. This is the olden days, so there's no voice memos. So I have the napkin, just like write down enough words to trigger whatever that little spark of genius was.
I love that. I used to do that way back in the day. You know, I had to write down something that would make me think, oh, that's the idea. So for those of you that, had to write notes prior to the phones, that's how we used to do it.
I love it because I feel like both of them are genius and talented in so many ways. I think that this is one of those moments, Kat, where you and I decided weeks and weeks ago it was easier to list the people Adam didn't know than who he did know. So I would love to share his callmeadam.com entertainment platform so that anyone watching can actually go and get entertained and encouraged. Let me say that. This is his homepage. And thank you for the assist, because y'all just need to know, I think I got kicked off the sharing committee, just so you know. But if you scroll down to where he has interviews, I think this is the amazing part, is he's done so many interviews. If you go to his interview, it's at the top of the page. I'm sorry. If you go to the top of the page and hit interviews, then you can scroll down and see all the interviews Adam has done. Y'all, he's done over 2,200 interviews, and he's had almost 2 million people in the last couple of years come and check him out. So there was Jason's interview. There's Cyrus's. We still want to give a shout out to Cyrus. He came to the vision board party and hung out with us. And anyway, he's got a ton of stuff. I don't think you will not be entertained if you hang out with Adam.
I think what he does is remarkable. And I thought it was guesstimating 2 million, but now I guess I have to go 2.5. No, I guess it keeps changing every day. So I think that was, Adam, what you're doing is amazing. When we think about being amazing in ourselves, we think of other people doing amazing things. But have you ever looked in a magazine, maybe you saw something on TV and someone was doing something, you went, oh, I could do that. Well, our next roving reporter, Yvonne Marchese, also known as my salty sister, this next episode or this next segment or this next roving reporter, I can't get it right, you guys, it's about why not me?
Thanks, Kim. This is Yvonne Marchese coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I'm your resident age agitator, here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. And I'm coming in hot with evidence that you are not too old to start a new business or try something new. My recent guest on the podcast was David Huvelman, who went back to law school in his 60s. When COVID shut down business for him, he had to do some soul searching, and he realized that he wanted to go to law school to become an advocate for children. And he didn't ask, am I too old? He asked, why not me? That shift in mindset makes all the difference. Age isn't a reason to stop. It's fuel for starting with wisdom and confidence. So ask yourself, what would I do if I believed that I was right on time? That's all for now. Back to you in the studio.
She's so fun.
She is. I think I felt as though she was talking to me, because when you get a certain age, you start to think about the time that you have left. And now you're in a hurry. You're on fire. I want to do this and this and this and this. And then you start doing all these things. And people say, how did you start doing this? You just start. You just do it. So why not me? Yes, you. I'm just going to leave it there.
I love that. Well, Yvonne's latest, she mentioned one episode of the Late Bloomer Living podcast, but I also want to highlight that since this is Mother's Day week, Kat, she did an episode number 231, Two Voices, One Story, A Daughter's Journey to Help Her Mom Publish, with Holly McCarthy. I think Yvonne has interviewed so many incredible humans over the podcast life. 231 episodes is crazy. Most podcasters quit within 10. So she has gone the distance. But just want to throw that out there real quick. If you haven't already followed the podcast, go and hit follow for the podcast. It's Late Bloomer Living. Find it on all the podcatchers.
I think 230 episodes is like 2 lifetimes in podcast time.
At least, Kat, at least. So, speaking of lifetimes, let me just say this, Kat Corchado, you've given me a lifetime of wonderful, where at the halfway mark of my life, I still am going. Thankful to you. You have changed my health and my physical. Like, you've really literally changed my life. And I think this segment is so important to me. I cheer loudest of everybody because I am one of yours. I am one of your poster children, we'll call it, for the fact that you know what you're doing. So Kat is a movement specialist. Let me just put that out there. And she's helped me so much. I want to go to your segment on Start Small. Can you share any advice, Kat, for other entrepreneurs on maintaining a healthy lifestyle while running a business?
Oh, just do it. Here's the thing. If we poured this much of what we put into our business into ourselves, we would all be healthy. Period. I think you have to remember that if you're not healthy, how are you going to run a business? And if you aren't healthy, then who's running the business for you? So I think it's just make sure that you're feeling good, and then start small. So if you haven't started working out yet, just start by walking. If you've been working out for a while, then you pretty much know that fitness is part of your entrepreneurship. That's a checkbox you have to check off. But I think it's more of just having it front of mind and knowing when your body starts to talk to you before your back hurts and all of that, to say, you know what, I really need to stretch. I really need a disruptor. I need to just get up and move. I need to get up and dance. Make that part of your entrepreneurial journey. Fitness, wellness, business, they should be side by side. in my opinion.
Well, you heard it here on Good Morning Entrepreneur. Kat Corchado and Nike say, just do it.
Just do it.
We're going to
think it's in. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
No, you go, Kat.
I'm just going to say in all these videos, I'm like, yeah. And even on my videos, like, oh, go girl. Yeah, girl. I was like, oh crap, that's me.
I love it, Kat. Well, we're going to get this Just Do It started because we want it to be the easy button for everyone to sign up and come be with the challenge. Because, Kat, it's not a joke. 11 minutes can change your life.
Yes.
I think that it's very important. So if you go to smallspacepilates.com, that's the home page. If you hit the bar at the top, it's for the challenge, and it goes right to the page to sign up. The challenge costs you your email. That's it. And I love what you put on here, Kat. You'll have to say it. But what do you want them to show up with?
Their bodies and their enthusiasm. That's all you need is your body and your enthusiasm. Because it's going to be fun.
I love it because it's the no perfection policy is in place. There's no equipment needed. The commute is great because it's right where you are. There's no excuses. And I think that's the part that is important is I can't tell you how many years I spent making excuses for things because I thought I couldn't do something. And I have proven I can. And if I can, I feel like anybody in the whole world can, Kat.
I agree with you, Kim. I think we talk ourselves out of things. It's so easy to just say, oh, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But if I said 11 minutes of movement, would you step up and say, yes, I can? Because you can.
Because you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kat, I'm going to say that being afraid to step out or do things or, we can find ourselves in the middle of things too and have I'm just going to call it a sink or swim moment. We can have many of those as entrepreneurs and business owners. So I had the privilege of interviewing Jason B. Schmidt for GME. He said yes. And I have to tell you, he gave a lot of great things from his experience. And I think everyone who's in business who has questions of, oh my goodness, what happens next? I think he gives a great timeline. So let's check out Sink or Swim Surprises. Did you realize that you were getting into business, or did you think it was going to be like a day job?
I had been producing that whole time, and I didn't like it. I want to write the show and I want to do the show. I don't want to also teach somebody how to use the compact disc. And you hit the track when I say that word. If you don't do that, you mess up the joke. In order to do this, you actually need human beings to pay money to sit in the chair. That really was more of the surprise because I remember saying for many years, oh, I like doing this, but I don't like producing. And then eventually I was good at the producing. That's where the entrepreneurship really came in. When I was doing my B. Arthur show, that was like the beginning of that. I was like, just reaching out to everyone I know, being like, hey, I'm doing my show in New York. It's on this day. I would love it if you came. Please come. That was all I knew how to do. What I began to learn is eventually your friends already saw the show. So how do you get people who are not your friends to go? When we started the Golden Gaze, it was just an idea. There was a Golden Girls Cafe in New York at the time. Let's just show up there and see what happens. And that became like a viral moment. And then we ended up doing a trivia show. And that's when we started to create shows. Then we started to find places to tour. That's when it was sink or swim, I guess. It's like whether you like it or not, you're a producer. So figure it out. Money in, money out, marketing, paying people, we got to have enough money to pay for the travel. You got to raise the rates. You got to negotiate with the venues, all of those things. That's when I guess the entrepreneurial relationship, like the boot camp, really started.
What's your favorite part about business? So it's a cliffhanger, y'all, just so you know, because next week we'll have another clip from the interview where he answers the question of what is his favorite part about business. But I love the really behind the scenes, Kat, of what it really looks like to go from one thing that you're learning to another thing to another thing. You have to figure things out.
Well, I also feel that, you know, my journey with the word entrepreneur, and sometimes you don't think you're an entrepreneur until you start doing entrepreneurial things and you think, wait, am I an entrepreneur now? Took me a while, I'm just gonna say.
You're legit, Kat. You're legit. And you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. We are so glad you're here with us today for show number 108. And today's theme is roots that shape our business. I love that Jason has shared the roots of the things that he had to figure out. I love that we are, figuring out things together as a community. Let me say that. But I also want to mention really quickly that we have a bonus we are giving away right now for anyone who uses our Kajabi link. Kajabi is an all-in-one platform. We're an affiliate, so we always tell things up front. This is a commercial for it. But you get a bonus. You get the bonus of a year's worth of website royalty. To me, this is one of the figure out things. It was really hard figuring out website and online presence and the real estate that goes with it. Yeah. So I know that Kajabi has great information to help you get started, but the community we are giving a bonus for, actually, we give the whole year. You can do things very quickly. With our help, you can do them very, very quickly. But it's also strategy. It's all the things that go with putting your effort into building something so your business will grow. So this is the page for website royalty on our website, on our Kajabi website. It is mysexybusiness.com. You can find website royalty on the first tile on the homepage, but it'll take you to this page. And on this page, Jill and I broke it down. This is an older video, I'll just say that, but we broke it down to the different things and different ways we use Kajabi, because it's not just a website builder. Don't need any coding, don't need any, special training for it, but it also hosts a podcast we do. It also hosts our community. It hosts our, classes and courses and downloadables, and it has a place you can do social media. It has a place you can do just all these different things. So if you want more information, please go and check it out. You can get a 30-day free trial if you click one link, but Kajabi is also giving a special promotion right now for 3 months for $99, which is incredible. But this is the part that the bonus comes in. If you use our affiliate link, the bonus is you get a year's worth of website royalty for free from us if you email us and send us where you signed up with our link. So I think it's important to talk about all the things that we're afraid of and all the things that we've gone through. But this is one of them, Kat, that I think is priceless because there's support.
I think it's huge, Kim. A lot of people say they can build their own website, and you can. And I did one by myself, and it actually looked like a toddler had done it. And through this community, you guys helped me to build a website on Kajabi, and I'm super happy with it. I'm just putting it out there.
I love it, Kat. Thank you for saying that. That wasn't planned, y'all. Just let me say that. So thank you for saying that. I think you and I are very related in the fact that We need things to be simple. We're plenty smart enough, but we need things to be simple so that we can actually implement them. And I think that's the big deal. I also want to say this community is full of people who keep things simple enough you can actually get wins with them. So any of the roving reporters that you're seeing on the show, please reach out to them. You can go to our website again, mysexybusiness.com, and /GME. You can get to the directory and connect with everyone. I think it's really important. We've tried really hard to make it as simple as possible because we need it simple. We're busy. We don't have time to try to figure out the 47 choices of things. If you go down to the big red button, we even made it, our favorite color red. But if you go there, you can get the Roving Reporter directory and reach out to any of them. But there you go, Kat.
I love it, Kim. As an entrepreneur, we always have questions. And as entrepreneurs, we have wins and then we have, dare I say it, failures. Or I like to say fail forward. So we had someone ask this question of the week and we chose it. Should I share or hide my failures?
Oh, I think this is a great question because I think a lot of people go into business feeling like they can't be human. So I can't show that I have messed up anything. I can't show that I have failed in any way. But I'm going to challenge you with the thought, I think it's your superpower. Because if I tell you how bad I did website stuff, and then now I do a great job of it, and that is a huge thing that you can resonate with versus, I was born knowing how to do website stuff, which is BS anyway. But I think that that's an important part of, do you want to do business with somebody who can relate to you, or do you want to do business with somebody who's judgy? And if you're judging yourself by the things you feel like you failed at, guess what? You've got a mask on, and at some point somebody's going to find out. Might as well just start there. I have failed at plenty of website things. That's why I can help you not fail at them now. So that doesn't take away my credibility. I think it adds to it.
I like the phrase failing forward because you've learned something. You've learned if something is for you or maybe not for you. But it also makes you appear human, like you had talked about. And we all like to see beautiful websites, but when everything looks perfect and everything, you're like, I don't know if I can ask this question. And so failing forward means you're a person. Failing forward means that's someone I need to talk to because I want to know what they did, why they did it, and what they learned from it. So I think it's important to show your failures and learn from them and keep it moving. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help myself when I say that.
We like to move it. Let me just say, that's our cat.
Well, speaking of keeping it moving, you know how some people always have a reason to do something? Our next roving reporter, Donna Bender, has a rhyme and a reason to celebrate clients on special holidays.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. Today's Surprise and Delight marketing segment is on showing appreciation to your clients on yet another wacky holiday. That's right, folks. May 12th is National Limerick Day. In the land of business, wide and vast, where wonderful connections are not always fast, there's a secret quite neat that makes success sweet. When clients feel appreciated, they truly last. Yes, appreciation, I will say with a smile, will make your clients go the extra mile. A thank you, a note, or a message you wrote can make their experience worthwhile. My message here is clear and true. Showing appreciation is good for you. It makes clients stay, and it brightens their day and helps your business to grow and renew. A point to remember clear and bright is that gifts of uniqueness can surprise and delight. Besides the gift, what's important is the thought. A gesture of appreciation, sometimes more valuable than what was bought. And through this act, your bonds will take flight. For every small gift shared with care reflects the value we declare. It's more than a transaction, it's a sign of a partnership that's designed to align. And in this journey, nothing else can compare. Let's not forget in all we do to say thank you, and we value you, for in marketing's dance, it's not left to chance that client appreciation could make dreams come true. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
That is amazing.
I love her rhyming.
Talented. Like, that's the part. She's brilliant with strategy. She's brilliant with marketing and branding. But Kat, she's just fun.
Very much so. She has so many. She has a book, but she also has so much knowledge on what she does. And she has a YouTube channel, and it's at Donna Bender Giving. And she gives you all these little nuggets of information that you can learn from her channel. So take a look and hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely. And she does a show every month called The Big Show and Tell. You can go there and, like, when you subscribe, I think this is a fun part. Kat, she just celebrated her 1 year for that show. So it is very good because it's branded marketing, it's branding strategies, it's branded products, like, it's all the things, but she has a strategy that really gets big results. So we wanted to brag on her.
And I have to say that she also breaks it down for you to understand how it works for your business, because we're all in business. We all do different things. So she's able to say, hey, I think this would be great in your business. And she's helped me quite a bit. So I have to say that. Thank you, Donna.
That's right. Thank you, Donna.
Kim, one of the things that we have to do as entrepreneurs is we have to make a lot of decisions. And when you are running a business, raising a family, maybe working outside, at another job, you have to be able to prioritize. But how do you do that? How do you know what's a priority? And how do you know how to be flexible? What goes up? What goes down? How can you slide some time in there? So our next roving reporter, Jill Olish, is going to tell us how she does it.
Thanks, Carrie and Kim. I am on the struggle bus, and I'm going to be real about it. Coming up soon, in just a few weeks, I have to determine what I'm going to do for my son's care over the 8-week break for summer. Now, the whole point of me becoming an entrepreneur was so I would be able to be home with my son. When he became older, I did go ahead and put him in daycare, which has given me the flexibility of working when he's not home. But now I am on the fence of whether or not to send him to a camp or keep him home and lessen my hours with work. It will take a lot of figuring out some harmony in all the things in my day, but I have to remember that this is why I became an entrepreneur. This is why I joined the My Sexy Business team. This is why I have a GME segment for Mama Entrepreneurs, because your entrepreneurial adventure is based off of what you are telling your business what you are doing, because we are trying to build a business that we own and doesn't own us. So if it means I spend a little bit more time with my son, I'm going to take it because he is my priority. If it means that I'm spending a little less time face-to-face with my team, then that might just need to be the shift we make. So I'd like to encourage you, remember your priorities and where you can handle a little shift for a few days, a few weeks, or a little bit longer, depending on the season you're in. That's why I love this entrepreneurial adventure, because I'm making it how I need to make it for me and my family. Back to you, Carrie and Kim.
I love her dancing.
You do. One of my favorite things, Kat.
Well, I know that Jill has her Mom Outspoken podcast, and that she does with her husband, Bobby. And it's interesting to understand, the mama part of it, but also what the daddy part, what they go through, because they kind of get pushed off to the side a little bit. So the both of them together makes an amazing podcast.
Definitely go follow Mama Outspoken podcast and don't miss a single episode.
I think what her and her husband doing that is great. My husband would never agree to that. Although I think it'd be kind of cool to do that.
Hi, Peter, by the way.
So I know we talk a lot as entrepreneurs about being findable, about SEO, about search engines and words, keywords, but maybe you don't have a website, but what if you have a podcast? Can your podcast be searchable online? Yes, it can, with our next roving reporter, Denise Millet.
As a podcaster, is there something we can do to be included in search engines?
Yes. Specifically, because we don't control which pod platforms let search have the listing of all the episodes. We don't control that. That's something those companies control with the search engine. So not all platforms do include episodes. You could have a page for every episode on your website. Then you control that for sure. If the search engine's already reading your website, they're going to read your pages for your podcast. And if it's page per, you can have an entry in the catalog for each episode you create.
So if you have a private podcast, is it included in search engines?
No, there would be a protected wall that's only for members. So those episodes do not get included in the feeds that podcast platforms create, letting people know what podcasts are out there.
I think Denise has so many nuggets of information. Like I used to hear SEO and be like, "Ooh," I would back off. I'm like, no, la. I don't want to hear it. And she makes it very easy to understand. And so if you're not sure whether you're findable, whether you even know what SEO is, maybe you don't know what keywords are, guess what? Go to @FindabilityQueen and Denise will tell you through short snippets of information all of those questions. And if you don't find the question there, which I find unbelievable because she answers all of them, then ask her the question and she will make sure to do a video on that for you.
I love it. This is her YouTube channel. You need to subscribe to it, because if you're in business, if you have a website, if you if all those things, you need Denise. The answer is Denise. Whatever the question is, the answer is Denise. So make sure that you take her up on her very generous offer of answering questions. She's done a fabulous job on her channel of curating a lot of answers for people to implement things. Findability, she says, is the first step in SEO. So if you're intimidated, intimidated like I was, start there.
She's helped our whole community, so I think that's great.
She's the power behind Adam getting almost 2 million in 2 years, 2 million visitors in 2 years. Let's just say that real quick.
Just saying.
Well, speaking of someone else who has done a lot of impactful things, I want to head over to our very special segment called Military Minute. I know that your passion is for helping military, especially women, with the transition of coming out of the military. What has caused you to light up when you are thinking about this? Because you definitely light up when you are talking about this mission you're on.
How much time do we have? Oh. I think when we first get out as women, we're concerned about getting a job, taking care of our family, etc. I will tell you my story real quick is I had moved from being around military to moving to a place where there was hardly any military. And if they were military, I didn't really know they were military. We were in Boston during 9/11. Everyone had these little flags on their car. My husband and I were both walking into a grocery store, and the guy was selling these flags. He said, "Would you like to buy a flag?" And I said, "No, thank you." And he said, "Why? What have you done for your country?" And I said, "I did 20 years for my country." And it started me thinking of, why am I not talking about this? I wasn't exactly hiding. I just didn't say anything about it. I really wanted women veterans to have a voice, and wearing the uniform was so important. Women veterans come out of the military and they feel lost, and I don't want them to feel that way. That's how I felt coming out of the military, especially after I expected a parade and all that other stuff, and it wasn't there. So I don't want any woman to feel like that. I want to be able to say, "Here, I'm here if you need me." And I get passionate, and I'm even more passionate about it now because 24 years since I've been in the military, it's still happening. Women are falling through the cracks, and I don't want that to happen anymore.
Kat, thank you for your service. Thank you for wearing the uniform. Thank you for helping all the women you have helped, all the people you've helped. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim, for noticing.
Definitely notice. I am so proud of the Military Minute, I have to say. It is sponsored by Sisters in Service podcast, which Kat is the hostess with the mostest of that. Kat, we're going to change up something really quickly. I'm calling an audible. Everybody just get ready. I call audibles all the time. We are going into Princess Speak, but we have a special message today instead of a vocabulary word. So if we can head over there. So Princess Speak is the simple business language that we use on the daily in this community. I'll just say that. But today, I really think it's about honor for our moms for Sunday. So I would love for everyone to give their quick, wish and sound off, because I think even though my mama is not here, I will tell you she had a great influence on me. And I think my nanny did and my grandma did, and I think we all just need to have a second. So can we go around the stage backwards and y'all give your little shout out to moms?
Okay. I want to say happy Mother's Day to my mom and her mom. They formed who I am by sharing their kindness and their get-it-doneness and their intuition with me. And I am forever grateful for everything they sacrificed and they worked really hard to give me, to bring me to, so I could start a great life.
Love it. Thank you, Denise.
Well, happy Mother's Day then to all the moms that I know, not just my own, because every mom has been extremely important in my life, especially after becoming a mom myself. And if I didn't have such great examples of other mothers around me and surrounding me who I get to work with every single day, then I wouldn't be the mom that I've become today either. So happy Mother's Day. I hope you all celebrate yourselves as well as those who have made you.
Thank you, Jill.
Yes, I would like to say a very happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, both in the community and all of the viewers watching. Celebrate, like Jill said, yourselves, your moms. And of course, I want to wish a very happy Mother's Day to my mom for all your love and support, and my aunt and my grandmother who's watching over us.
Love it, Adam. Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, including my mom, because being a mom is hard. In the beginning of the show, I held up my cup and it says, "You are freaking fabulous." And I hope someone tells you that every day. Mm-hmm. And if someone isn't telling you that, tell yourself that. And I believe that Mother's Day should be the whole month of May. I'm just going to put it
Mother's Month. Mother's Month. Well, I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all of you watching. If you are not a mom, then celebrate those moms around you. If you are mama of a business, I have to tell you, some people don't have two-legged children. Some people don't even have four-legged children. They might have something that they consider their baby, like their business. So I want you to celebrate you no matter what. Celebrate those moms around you. And I want to remind everybody, moms take a pretty bad rap sometimes. As we're growing up, we think they're not very smart, or we think they're complicated, or we think a lot of things. And I will say there are a lot of moms out there who have done the best they could do. And I want to give a shout out for that as well, that I feel like I'm one of those moms. I did the best I knew how to do. And I think there's a lot of us out there. We might not have all the glory and the crowns, but I think that that's important to mention. If you haven't reached out to your mom in a while, do it anyway. Like, take that opportunity. So want to say that really quickly, and then I want to do another round, if you guys will, real quick. What is your favorite quality of any mother? It doesn't have to be your mom, but what is your favorite quality of a mom, Denise?
Compassion, just caring, just having the presence of mind to see what someone else is experiencing it and act accordingly.
Love that, Denise Millet. Jill Olish.
Mine's flexibility. And that's not just being flexible in like what's happening, but flexible in how you communicate with others and how you can shift between you talking with your child or an adult and all these other ways to be flexible. So
love that, Jill. Adam?
Mine would be unconditional love, for just loving you for who you are. And I also just want to give a quick example of a woman who is a mama for her business because she didn't have children, is the one and only Queen of Country, Dolly Parton. She never had kids, and all of her songs are like her babies and her business. So I do want to give a special Happy Mother's Day shout out to the one and only Dolly Parton as well.
Love that, Adam.
Adam took my word. Patience. I think mothers either have to learn patience or they're already patient, because, kids aren't perfect, and you just have to be able to say they're kids and be able to understand, when they're actually acting up and they shouldn't be, or when they're just being kids.
Love that, Kat. I think my favorite is also the kindness, the showing the heart part of believing in us and cheering us on to do things that maybe we're actually not able to do, but they still think we can. Like, I think that's we're movie stars to them sometimes. Like, I think that's a great part of it. So whether you have a very close relationship with your mom, even if she's not here, like on earth anymore, whatever it is, we want you guys to have a few minutes to think about and reflect on what your roots helped you in your business today, where you came from. It's not a negative, but a positive. Don't forget where you came from. Love y'all and see you next week. Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central.
This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.